Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and drop a comment. Please, these things are very fast. Before we talk today, oh yeah, everybody, one, two. Okay, but in more serious note, please ensure you subscribe, like, share, and drop a comment. I'm sure from the topic you already have an idea of what this video is about, and maybe just maybe you just decide to watch this video. You don't think you fall into this category. I want to encourage you to have an open heart because we are all here to learn. As have you ever heard someone maybe talk or say something and then you realize that, oh, this is actually me, right? Or you know someone that is actually like this. And a lot of us do. You know, the funny thing about this topic is a lot of us don't even know we are doing it. Like sometimes you need someone to tell you this is what is going on, and you need someone to open up your eyes to it and realize the wrong in it. So grab a seat and welcome to my channel.
My name is Oluwaseun Usidame. Welcome to my YouTube channel.
So what do I mean by idolizing your child? It's not possible now. You can't make your child an idol. You know what interesting about this video? Some of us, it may not be our children. There may be other things in our lives that we have idolized. We have made them more important. Now, we're going to turn it around God. We have made something more important than God in our life, or we have made something the center and the source of our life. This is the thing where we get strength from. This is the thing where we get satisfaction from. Let me give an example. Has it ever happened to you that maybe you have a fight with someone dear to you, maybe a good friend or a husband, and your day is totally ruined? Like your joy is dependent on whether or not your marriage is in a good place. Or most of us, your joy is dependent on how much money you have in your account. It is when we are broke, there's nothing I can. That's some of us, our true color will show. You will become so depressed, so devastated. That's where you get your sense of satisfaction, your sense of joy, your sense of identity, your sense of power. That's when we feel powerful. You know, when everything is going on well. That's when we have money. Some of us, our career is when we are the best. We are the top flyers. That's some of us will not be bringing down others because we've made an idol of our careers. We've made an idol of our business. We made an idol of our marriage. That's why I feel like this video is going to be helpful to a lot of us, because the truth is sometimes we need to sit down and evaluate our life and just ask yourself this question: where do you get the source of your power from? Where do you get the source of your identity from? Where do you get the source of your strength from? Where do you get the source of your worth? Do you get them from things? Do you get them from your children? And if you do, open your heart and let's all learn together on how to stop making our children our idols. Also, because you see, you realize a lot of these things are not stable. Like you can't place your life on things that can change tomorrow or can change today or can go up or can go down. So what is the proper thing to place your heart and your life on? And how do you even, come out of this? What I noticed amongst women, which is very common, you see, when you have your child, it's a very beautiful moment, and a lot of times we then begin to make our children the center of your life. Now I'm going to do another video talking about understanding your season as relates to motherhood. There's a season of motherhood journey where you really have to devote a specific time of your life, but there's a time when you need to come out of it. Now whatever that time is to you is different. There are women that take a good amount of years off work because they want to focus on their children. It's beautiful. But there are some people, they're so afraid, right, of coming out of that motherhood journey. They've defined themselves and there's really nothing else to them anymore. That has now become the center of their life, and everything around their life now revolves around their children. And you know why that's also dangerous? The success of your children begin to reflect on you. Now, because they are kids, they are also learning, they're also growing, they won't also get it right. So whenever your children isn't probably doing great in a particular aspect, it tells on you. You begin to feel less confident. You begin to feel less purposeful. You begin to feel maybe like a failure because you've put your love, your attention, all of you, the center of you. Now, please, there's a balance to this. Children are a very important part of everybody's life. And this is not saying, oh, don't make out time for your family. Oh, dump your children somewhere. Oh, be irresponsible. Oh, don't, no, no, no. And if you're watching this video and you fall in this category, I'm sure you will know. You will know when it actually relates to you. So there's a balance to this thing. When it begins to look like you're making the children the center of your life, you begin to get, you are dependent on their success, other relationships in your life. Now, this part is very important. Pastor told you did a video one time and I made a comment on it. That's why I knew this topic is very important. She was talking about how some of us our partners, our children will do things, our bosses will do things, but when it comes to our partner, we've neglected them. And did you see that I was putting the baby to sleep? And can't you see that I'm busy? And can't you see that Junior is not eating? And you to go to the kitchen, I'll go and find something for yourself. Can't you see that I've been busy? And the child fell down. There's a tendency to, and I understand a phase of it, but if you are not careful, it's very easy to fall into that slope. And some of us, we have genuine reasons of becoming like that. And I say this from a place of understanding. There are some women that are not getting the love they crave for, especially from their partner. They're not getting the love, the attention that they need. And so they've now, there's a very tendency for you to now be pouring or be desiring that love and attention from your children instead of trying to get them again from your partner. I want to emphasize again that there's a balance to this video and you don't, now divide to the part where no. There's a balance because even when I talk about desiring love from your partner, you're in love relationship. That don't now go and in turn make your partner, your marriage, your idol. No. That's not what we're trying to correct in this video. We're trying to take away any form of idol in your life, but focusing more on children because mothers, there's a tendency for us to do that. Now, if you notice people that are mama boys, people that when their children are married, there's an American movie like that, I can't remember. Their children are not married. That's when the mother will not say, he's my boy, or the son has married. The mother will be come to the house as he eating. You didn't feed him well. It's from this. So you see where this thing is going. You see where the future is beginning to look like and why it is important. Some of us say, I'm not like that too. That can never be me. Maybe you should check again. Just open your heart and check again, right? That's how people become mama boys. Your mama does not want to leave you alone. She's always second guessing the wife. She's always in your house. It's because you have made that child dead. There's nothing that's defined you outside of that child. You based all of your life around that child, and it's a very dangerous thing if you are not careful. Now, how do you come out of this? I believe and I hope that we've been able to properly establish what it is to make an idol of something, especially as it relates to your children. And I hope I've been able to open your eyes to see how your child is gradually becoming an idol in your life or how you have made your child an idol. Now, you've realized the mistakes. How are we going to come out of this thing? What do we do? My own personal recommendation, I can list out maybe 5 or 10 different things that you can do. But the first thing, which is the life-changing thing I can advise, is to find your identity in God. Okay, maybe you're even watching this video and you're not a believer, you don't really have a relationship with God. It's good, come. He wants a relationship with you, even more than you can imagine. And it's going to start gradually. Now, I want you to also pick up these relationships because the truth is, in the process of you neglecting your children, there are relationships that you have pushed aside that you should not have pushed aside. The first one is probably your partner. Unless you're in a marriage where they are beating you, then run. But if it's a situation where you notice it was when you had kids, you guys started losing yourselves, you became more invested in children's lives, now is a good time to begin to pick things up as it relates to your partner. Begin to reorder your relationship, begin to reprioritize your relationships, and begin to make out time for other things that also matter. Right? And it may look weird. Somebody maybe for years or months you've neglected and one morning you're like, baby, I haven't made you breakfast, or you call him to check up on him, or for once you didn't pick the children's needs over his own needs. Even though, yes, he's an adult and he can take care of himself. Then, oh, baby, don't worry, and child, do this. Oh, baby, let me help you with this. All those kind of things. It may look weird. Don't get discouraged. Now, do it from a place of love. We have to first heal. That's why I'm taking you back to God, because only God can heal you. Do you understand? See, the safest place to be is to find your self-worth, not based on anything. Anything can change. There's nothing stable in this life, but God never changes. My God, no, they shifts. They change. It's like this, it's like this. Do you understand? And you begin to get a sense of identity, a sense of purpose, your strength, your confidence. So even when you are having bad days, even when you go to work and your husband or your boss is not nice to you, spoke to you wrongly, yes, it's normal to feel bad. But that isn't where you are getting your joy. You can go back and say, you know what, Father, I'm having a rough time at work. I'm having a rough time with my partner. I'm struggling with my children. I'm struggling with this. But I understand that joy is a fruit of my spirit. And my joy, my peace, peace, my self-worth doesn't come from anything I own. It comes from you, and I choose to fix my joy on you. And you focus, and the Lord will begin to help you, settle whatever issue, whatever challenges you are having in any of those other areas. Another thing I'll tell you is find your purpose. There is something God created everybody for. Nobody was created to be a furniture. Even if your assignment is tied to someone else's destiny, right? You were called to help somebody, to support somebody in a ministry. You were called into the business. You were called. Find your own calling. Some people, you may be called to really help your children. You may be, right? Of course, everybody, see, your home is your ministry. Forget. That's why I said there's a balance. You no matter how busy you are, your home is your first ministry. Your home is your first calling. Right? But I think I've also heard stories of women where their life's work was to train their children for what God will have those children to do. I don't know that man of God, but I heard of his story where the mother, that was what, but so that mother, in the midst of her doing that work, her joy and satisfaction does not come from, her children's success. She hasn't hide it. She understands that this is my purpose, this is my destiny, this is my calling, this is what God will have me do. And he that has called me to do this thing will enable me to be able to do it. So you are getting your strength, you are getting your confidence, you are getting your power, you are getting your self-worth from that assignment and from that calling, and you forge ahead with that. Even your calling can also become an idol. So still be careful. Remember, you are first made for worship with God. You are first made for fellowship with God. It's more important than any other thing. I hope I feel like this video, there's a lot. If you're sitting to watch it, it may look like a lot. So it may be something you may need to watch over and over again. And if some things are not clear, some things look misplaced, because I also don't want you to get me wrong, because in all of this there is balance to things, there is wisdom to things, right? And I want you to fully understand what I'm saying and understand how to make right of your wrongs, or however you put it. So feel free to reach out to me if you need further explanation, further guidance on this particular subject matter. I would like to give us two Bible stories. Maybe it will help us put it in a better perspective. Because you see, anything that begins to take the place of God in your life has become an idol, right? That's why I talked about your career, your business, money, marriage. But because we're talking about motherhood, our children, right? It's important. I'll give us two stories. First is Abraham. Abraham is a father, but I'll come into that. We all know that Abraham waited for years, like I think it was like 20 years or so, to have a child, Isaac. Now, God finally gives him the child, the promised child. And then one day, God comes to meet him. Isaac, Abraham, this is your son Isaac that you love very much. I want you to give him to me. I want you to sacrifice him. Huh? How many of us, especially maybe you've been waiting for a child who just give you which child? Though I didn't hear well. Which child are you asking for? Which child are you asking for, God? But Abraham took that child. There are a lot of things that people say that because the Bible didn't expect say what was going on in his mind, maybe his thoughts, but it just showed a sign of submission. If God gave me this, he's in the position to take and even maybe give me back another one. He is God. And he was willing to sacrifice, and it was also, a symbol of Christ, the sacrifice Christ was come and do. But no, I don't want to go into that aspect, but I wanted to show you an example of someone who waited for a child, a promised child. And God asked him to give that promised child. And he was willing to give and sacrifice that child back to God. Another story is Hannah. Hannah too waited. If Hannah was praying, that Eli the priest, I hope it's Eli, I'm correct, thought she was drunk. And she said, no, sir. I've been waiting for a child. And, he said, this is your prayer. God has heard it. But Hannah prayed a prayer that day. She said, God, if you give me this child, I will give him back to you. In fact, now I love this story of Hannah, because if you read this in First Samuel, I think it's First Samuel 1, 2, 3 or so, right? Something happened. Usually every year they go to is it Shiloh or Bethel? I think it's Shiloh. Yes, you go and give sacrifices annually. And Hannah said something. So the one said, oh, let's go. Hannah said, no, next year I'll go. I want to win off this child first. That's why I said that there are seasons. I've mentioned in this video, there's a season, there's a balance to it. Hannah, yes, had committed that God, I'll give you this child. But she also understood there was a time, there's a season of that part where it is okay for her to devote her time to the taking care of this child. But there was a time where Hannah had to come into the purpose and calling. Hannah had to come and remember, and she gave that child back to God, and God blessed Anna with a lot of children. And if you read the story of Samuel, Samuel was an amazing prophet. There is so much to learn from Samuel as a prophet, just because one woman chose to give. One woman chose to give. She chose not to make that child, that promised child, that child she was waiting for. And she always used and Anna used to go and visit Samuel every year. So it's not as if she, abandoned that child and no. She used to go every year. They would take things to Samuel. She would take things, she was seeing her child. Do you understand? So I think it's okay for us to, because as I was even recording this video, I kept saying, hey God, is this video making sense? I hope I've not lost, but I feel more comfortable and confident having shared these Bible stories, with us. And I hope it gives you a perspective into what this topic is about to do. And again, I've said it, please feel free to reach out to me. Even if you are stuck, you still can't make sense of this, you still don't know what to do. You can go to my page, you see a link to my Instagram page. I also put the handle here, so you can please reach out to me and we can talk further. Remember to share this video with someone. I believe that this video will help people, because like I said, it's not just limited to children. There are some of us that have made other things an idol in our life, and it's time for us to give those things back to God, as painful as it can be. But if you know your God, if only you know the God that you serve, there's nothing you shouldn't be able to give back to him. Subscribe, like, share, and drop a comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.